Hi, I'm Shivali McIntosh. I've been needing to do this testimony for a while, so I just want to pull you into my universe and let you know about my journey thus far. Mother's Day weekend 2023, May, it was a Friday. I was just coming back from getting my son a haircut for his spring dance that night. And having had a biopsy, you're waiting for a phone call from a doctor. So I recognized that the VA is calling, so I answered the phone as I'm walking to the car. And they said, Ms. McIntosh, yes, can you verify who you are? Give them your last four, you tell them who you are. And the doctor says, I just want to let you know that it is breast cancer. I said, okay. He said, did you hear me? I said, yes, I heard you. And he says, I just wanted to let you know before the weekend is out, we got the test results back. You just had your biopsy yesterday. And we were fortunate enough to get them back that fast, and we wanted to let you know. I said, okay. I said, I am walking to my car. My son is with me. And I said, and when we get in the car, Bluetooth is going to pick up. So if you have anything else you want to tell me, could you just go ahead and tell me? Because I'm not going to be able to talk to you in a few more moments because I have to go be with my son. So he says, no, I don't have anything. Do you have any questions? And I said, no, not at this time. So he says, okay, I'm sorry. I hope you have a great week. You have a good weekend. And I said, thank you. So finished getting my son together, got him off to go to the spring dance. And literally within getting that phone call, I just heard it like, you should start a YouTube channel. YouTube channel? Absolutely not. I don't need to start a YouTube channel. I'll talk to any and everybody. This is not something I need to share with the world. If you ask me, I'll tell you. But a channel, that's not what I need to do. So I just carried on. So then I called my ex-husband, told him about it. We discussed how we were going to talk to our son. And we decided that we weren't going to say anything until we got more information from the doctor. Well, we never said anything, but a week later, they came back and said that not only is it breast cancer, but it's stage 4. And stage 4 is the final stage of breast cancer before, you succumb to the disease. So it was just like a shocker. And it was just like, okay, Lord, I don't know what you're doing, but you got it. I can't even trip. This is not for me. This is for you to deal with. I know whatever you're doing, what you brought me through with the unexpected, all of a sudden 2019 start of the end of my then 17-year marriage. All of a sudden, I got through that like nobody's business. So I'm leaning on you to do exactly what you did back then to do now. And I know that whatever you're going to have me go through is not just for me. It's for somebody else. It's for people to come to know you. Whatever it is, I'm here for it. And I had a peace about it that I continue to have from going through an unexpected divorce of 17 years in 2019. So when I tell you that wasn't my business, this cancer, it wasn't my business. It just wasn't. It wasn't for me. It was for the Lord to take care of and do what he needed to do. His will was going to be done regardless. And I had this peace. So then it was a matter of telling people. So I had to tell all these different people. Everybody else was getting upset. And I said it just like, today is, Tuesday. And this is the things that I have to do. I just said it very matter-of-factly, and I just told people. And people were more upset with me with the way that I told them, for one, that I wasn't upset. Two, that you're such a good person and you've been through so much that this should have not happened to you. And I'm like, wait a minute, don't do that. Like whatever the Lord has for me is for me, and it's going to be okay. And I know for a fact the Lord is either going to remove this completely, and it's going to be a miracle, and people are going to know about it, and people are going to want to know how, who, what, when, where, how, and why. And I was going to be able to give my testimony. Or something similar, he was going to have me live to the ripe old age of like 109 with stage 4 breast cancer, and people like, how are you doing this? It's not me, it's the Lord, So those were my two go-tos when I was explaining it to people and what I thought was going to happen. So I'm a planner. Anybody that knows me will tell you that I am a planner, and I got on Pinterest. I had all of the boards. I had all of the things that you're supposed to take with you when you go to chemo. You're sitting in a chair. You might get cold. You don't have some socks. Your head will do this. Do all these different things. I had a whole list in my Amazon cart. Like, your girl was ready, okay? I knew what to expect. I specifically looked up Black women with stage 4 breast cancer. I already said that I wanted to be a part of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. I was going to cut these bad boys off. I mean, I just had a whole plan. And it was just like, you guys are going to pick me up from the airport after I have my double mastectomy. We're going to get a party bus and we're going to go out and celebrate. And I want a cute little itty bitty titty committee sundress on. And that's what I was going to do, So that was the plan. So like I said, I had it all figured out. This is what I do. I'm great with logistics and things like that. That is like my jam. So it made sense for me to do all of this. And I had a season of sit down and shut up, is what I like to call it, where the Lord just had me sit down and shut up. And it's like, you just need to depend on me and you need to listen to me. And I had a whole year and 3 months of that. And I know now that that period of sit down and shut up was specifically for this period that I'm going through right now. So when I tell you, I had to kind of just come to grips with like, hey, this is not your show. It's not the Shivali show. I don't need you to do anything. And I know the Lord probably sit up there like, there she go again, So I just kind of like turned it over and I stopped talking about what it is that I was going to do, because it's like, it's not your show. It's the Lord is in control and you're not. You can have ideas, you can say them, you can think them, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you say or what you think. So I went to my appointment maybe a month and a half later, finally got my treatment, because I don't know if you all aware of this or not, but you have to get a bunch of different scans and different things need to happen before they can actually give you a treatment plan. So it's like, where is it? How far is it? What are we going to do? All these different doctors need to have a conversation and talk to each other. So all these things had to go on, and it drove me crazy that I had to wait I had to wait maybe a month and a week to get another appointment. But once I got the appointment, all the things had aligned like it needed to be able to tell me next steps. So when I went to my appointment, first of all, I was late. I got stuck in traffic. And when I went to go and check in, it told me I couldn't check in. And I had a complete meltdown. This was like the second time that I've cried since I've got the diagnosis. But trying to get there, being late, being stuck in traffic, and then being told, no, you can't have your appointment, I just lost it in the waiting room. And I'm just like, I don't even want to be here. I don't want to be here, but I have to be here. Now this machine is telling me that I'm too late and I can't. And I just kind of like lost it. And all these people just came around me and they're like, what's wrong? What do you need? And I'm telling them, I just got diagnosed with breast cancer and it's stage 4. And this is my first appointment. And they're telling me, and they're like, calm down. It's okay. You're fine. So after I had that moment, the doctor saw me and I was able to move forward. What I got in that particular appointment was a treatment plan. And the doctor's like, how are you doing? I'm doing good. And they gave me my treatment plan. My treatment plan was pills. And I'm like, well, what else? And they're like, that's it. I'm like, I'm not going to sit in a chair and get chemo IV. And they're like, no. And I was like, thank you so much. I was like, that's amazing. And they're like, we've never had anybody have this reaction to being told their treatment plan for breast cancer or cancer of any kind. And I said, well, I was thinking one thing and it's something different. So it was an answer to prayer that I didn't even know that I had. I said, so I'm thankful that it's a chair, that I'm not sitting in a chair being weak for days and things of that nature. I can pretty much keep my same pace, modify it a little bit, but I can keep my same pace because all I'm doing is taking pills. So I didn't even know that that was a thing. So your girl had done some research, but I didn't research and know about the fact that you can have chemo through pill form. So that's what my treatment plan was. So fast forward 3 months of treatment, I'm going through different scans and everything. And I'm telling people like, it's fine. The Lord didn't bring me through not a difficult divorce, but an unexpected divorce. I mean, we were married by the end of the divorce, we had been married for 18 years. 18 years, So I had no idea that was going to happen. And I honestly thought that we were going to be swapping dentures, throughout the whole time. And that was like ride or die. And we was just going to do that thing till the wheels fell off, okay? But the Lord had other plans. And that's a different testimony for a different time. I'll tell you about that later on. But when I tell you that the peace that I had going through that entire thing, I had just applied for a part-time job at a emergency shelter for women and children. I so wanted to be there. I called the supervisor and I told her what was going on with me. And I said, and this is the shortened version of it. But I said, I just want to be there. I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be. I don't want you guys to discount me because I'm telling you this. And she's like, Shivali, we're just going to pray for you and keep moving. We still want you. So that was an answer to prayer that I didn't know that I had asked or that I needed. So after that, I'm going through the different treatments. I'm telling different people. I had a whole list of people, maybe about 5 people, on standby in case I needed them for food, take me to appointments, all the things. I never needed any of it. And people actually were getting upset with me because I wasn't calling on them. But I'm like, hey, look, I'm not needing anything. I don't need anything. I appreciate it. I love the fact that you guys are here. I don't need anything. Fast forward, I go to one of my last scans and I'm just sitting there getting this scan for the second time. And I'm literally laying there and I'm like, you know what, Lord, you might as well just go ahead and take this. Cause I mean, I'm just over this. And I fell asleep. I actually fell asleep in the scan. It was about an hour long. You had to drink something, actually not drink something. You had to get something intravenously through your body and in your body so it can light up and do all the things it needs to do. So I had been there for a while. By the time I got the scan, I fell asleep. So I'm just like, Lord, you might as well just go ahead and take this. You know you're going to take it. Just go ahead and take it. And I fell asleep. Finish my appointment, go home. Later on that day, they call me and they say, Ms. McIntosh, yes. And they're like, we just had to let you know we're not seeing it. And I'm like, seeing what? I was just there today. And they were like, no, we're not seeing the cancer. And I'm like, well, what did you do with it? Like, what did you do? What, I have to take the scans again? And they're like, no, we don't see the disease. It's not there. We can't see it. It's not visible. It's not coming up. And I was like, what? And they said, it's called N.E.D, no evidence of disease. Now, I love that term, N.E.D, but I mean, I know where it went. And I don't call it N.E.D, I call it G.O.D. I knew the Lord was going to have his way. I knew the Lord was going to remove it. I just knew it like I knew my name. And I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. But what the Lord did for me, I'm amazed. I'm not surprised, but I'm amazed because I don't deserve it. And his mercy and his goodness. I've had praying parents. My parents are both deceased. My parents prayed for me. My parents were God-fearing. My parents covered me. My parents covered me. Their prayers and everything covered me through 20 years of the United States Marine Corps. It was no picnic. My parents' prayers have covered me from infertility for 2 years to having an in vitro fertilization baby. My parents' prayers have covered me through a marriage that I thought was going to stand the test of time. When I tell you the Lord has been good to me and his goodness and his mercy and his love and the peace that I've had going through all these different things, it's something I can't even describe. I can't even describe it, and I don't deserve it, but my faith has grown, and I have a lot of people talking to me about my faith, and they say, Shivali, wow, I wish I had your faith. And I tell people all the time, you may see me and see school bus size faith. Like, school buses are huge, but that's not what's required. And I didn't start off with school bus faith. I started off with mustard seed faith. And just like the Bible said, the seed of a mustard seed is so small compared to a school bus. But I had mustard seed faith initially. And then it went to sunflower seeds. How many of y'all like sunflower seeds? It went to sunflower seed faith. You know what I'm saying? And then it went to like watermelon seed faith. So it gradually got to school bus faith. But each time, every trial, every tribulation, I had something to go back to. I had something to look back on and say, the Lord was with me here. He's going to continue to be with me. So it didn't start off like this. It started off very small. And the Lord will take you through some things to be able to take you to where he wants to take you. The problems and the pains and the things that I had, that I've gone through, it had to get me to this point where I trust him fully. I may pop off at the mouth and say some reckless stuff at times or do things I don't have any business doing, but he'll snatch up my edges real quick and be like, look, don't forget your place, So it's not to say that I'm perfect. It's not to say that I have this whole thing figured out, but I have a track record with the Lord, and the Lord has been, down like 4 flat tires this entire time, even when I wasn't. And that was those prayers that my parents had for me that covered me. So even when I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, I was covered. So I tell you this to say, to stay encouraged. I tell you this I have a prayer I've been praying recently. Lord, help me do hard things. This video, when I tell you I had a fight with the lashes, and earlier today the lashes won. One of them's cockeyed right now. I was like, I need to have some lashes. My hair is thin because of the chemo treatments, all these different things. But it's like, Lord, help me do hard things. I know me starting this YouTube channel is not just for me. I'm very transparent. I don't mind talking, and I talk about the Lord and all that he's done for me and his goodness, and the hope and faith and trust that I place in the Lord Jesus Christ is what got me to where I am today. And I tell you that to tell you that the same Jesus Christ that's available and that's here for me, that's what I love about him. He's available for you as well. He's the same as he was when the Israelites was acting up and doing what they weren't supposed to be doing till now. He hasn't changed. He hasn't changed. And what I love about the whole journey is the Lord, he has a way of making you do what it is that he wants you to do. He changes you. He won't leave you the same. And thank God for that. I am not the same person I was in 2019 at the end of the year when I was going through my divorce. I am not the same person. I'm not the same person I was last year. The Lord has molded me and shaped me into who it is that he wants me to be. And I thank God for that. I thank God for my testimonies, because there are several. I thank God for the boldness that I have. This whole experience with this cancer, it has given me a boldness that I did not have before. And when I got told to start the YouTube channel, that was back in May. It's doggone October now, and I've dragged my feet. I gotta find the right lashes. They need to be magnetic. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, all these different things. I need a ring light. All these things have to, and it's like, you know what? I've told you before, this is what you need to do. I've had 3 different people talk to me about the channel, all independently of each other this past week. And it's like, Lord, I'm sorry. Let me do what it is that you told me to do. So it may not be the best, but when I tell you it doesn't have to be, I'm doing it because I was told to do it. I'm being led to do it. And welcome to my new channel, Blessed with Hope. Okay. So strap in. You know, we'll be talking about all the different things, you know, the nonprofit. We'll be talking about all these different things going on in the job at the emergency shelter that I work at. Talking about domestic violence, talking about military, talking about being a single parent, talking about being single, all these different things, my lifestyle, things that come up when I'm actually a Christ-centered life coach. So things that come to me through different scenarios we'll be talking about. If you guys have things that you want to talk about, please let me know in the chat. Not the chat, in the comments below, and we'll get this thing moving, and it'll get polished. But you can expect to hear from me weekly, and I look forward to keeping it real with you. And I want you to know that you are blessed with the hope found only in Jesus Christ. I appreciate you. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you later. Bye.